Today we're going to be coding with something called pmouse, which is previous mouse. So we're going to start off with our name, as usual, on line 1. We're going to do a background. Let's start off with a cyan background. So cyan is going to be 0, 255, 255. Nice bright blue. Okay, we're going to do the draw function again. So that automatically populates. And we're going to start off by doing a black stroke for the line. So stroke, and it's going to be 0, 0, 0. On the background, I'm going to comment this out using tabs cyan background. Okay, tab this one out. This is going to be a black stroke. Tab this one out. Begins dynamic section. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to include a line. Now, normally we've been pinning line to specific X and Y spots and then pinning the other side to the mouse. But what would happen if we pinned both sides to the mouse? So I'm going to go mouse X, mouse Y. And let's see if I did mouse X and mouse Y again. So they're both pinned to exactly the same point. On the mouse. So as I draw over this, you can see that I get this very, very small dotted line. So what it's doing is it's taking a snapshot. I'm only highlighting 1 pixel at a time, and it's taking a snapshot of that 1 pixel 60 times per second. Now, this isn't actually... To draw a line, you have to go really, really slow on that because it's only 1 pixel at a time. So let's say instead of that, we did something called mouse X, mouse Y, and then we did previous mouse X and previous mouse Y. What this does is it trails behind just a little bit. So it remembers the one that's just prior to it. And it always, the reason it snapped that line is because it always, when I go restart, it always starts off in the same spot where I drew before. This kind of creates a more solid line because it's stretching the line out to 2 pixels, the one that we're on and the one that was on prior. So it makes a more responsive line. So if you do mouse X and then you do previous mouse, that's what you get. So this is going to be my first screenshot. I'm going to take the snip on this. Okay, that's going to be my first screenshot. If we kept going with this, let's say that for the assignments that come after this, and you wanted to change how thick the stroke was. This is a stroke of 1. We could go like this and go stroke 8 and then change it to 5 or 10 or whatever. And you can see that we can actually get a thicker line. So if you're trying to do further thin lines, you can change them to small numbers, thick lines, larger numbers. So that right there is going to be line thickness of 5. In order to make sure that all of these line up nicely, you can go to the end and hit Tab on all of them just to make sure they all snap exactly the same place. That's it.